right.
We're good.
All right, guys, whenever you guys are ready.
All right. Hello, class, investors. My name is Noah Olis. This is Max Adams, Daniel Parisi, and Aiden Molinero. Now, Aiden here has a big problem. Aiden is an addict. And no, not the addict that you guys might think. He's not into drugs, anything like that. He's actually addicted to chewing on his sweatshirt strings. And we noticed this first when we came into class. You know, Aiden, he had like slobber all over himself. We're like, you need to get a hold of yourself. So, you know, we always chew on our pencils and other things, so we thought maybe other people might have this problem. And it turns out after walking through the halls of Barrington High School, we always noticed people chewing on gum, in class, pencils. And the real question for us was, why do people chew on things? So what we found out from some studies is that chewing on something actually releases pain because it puts your jaw into a more comfortable position. So we thought that we could make a business out of this. And what we came up with is a 100% silicone, FDA-approved hoodie string attachment, like Aiden has on there. And so this is perfectly safe. You can't get anything from it. And we have some examples for you guys to...
Is it already chewed?
This one is not.
However, it's out of its package.
If you want to show them, Aiden, it can come on and off really easily. It has like a clasp.
Oh, you made this?
No, that is actually from a Camelback water bottle, but
Okay.
our model is something like that.
Okay.
Very creative. Does it taste good?
Yeah, we will explain
Oh, okay.
that.
All right, when we were thinking about marketing, we actually looked a lot at the fidget spinners, and I'm sure you guys have all seen those, and those were huge for high schoolers, just because it's something small, you kind of do it in class, it's really satisfying, it's something that'll help you out, just something to do when you don't have much to do. And when we were thinking of our product, we were thinking, through interviews, we found out that men usually have, like they wear sweatshirts a lot more. So what we did when we were finding our market, we took 15.1 million students who, they are high school students, and we found that 49% of high school students are boys. So that's what we took for a total addressable market, just all across the United States. But for our serviceable addressable, we were looking up here because since they do attach to hoodie strings, we felt that the colder states would normally be wearing hoodies more. So we divided, actually, going back to that, we divided our 7.4 divided by 7 because we took these 7 states right here as our main geographical locations. Oh, and now it's why us. We have a few competitors, that being Hoodie Chews, which...
They exist. Somebody does.
Yeah, somebody actually has that already. But the difference is that theirs aren't going to be flavored, and what we're planning to do is have a variety of flavors for multiple people so that you can always have something different. And then our next one is Chew Sticks, which is much different. It looks a lot different, and we thought that this would not be as big of a problem because this wouldn't really appeal to a high schooler to pull out a huge block and start chewing on it.
Hi, I'm Aiden. I'm here and I am going to talk to you guys about marketing and some financials. So we have four different marketing tactics. One of them is a giveaway we're going to do with the first batch of our products. This will help us get some reach out to high schoolers, and these people, people pass around word of mouth, and it's going to help us get the word out that our product is there. It's also going to give the people who have it are also going to give us advice, what they think we should do, to help us adjust our product. After that, the second one is going to be a table in the cafeteria. We're going to sell to high schoolers for a few days, and we're going to see how many we can sell. We do have a VHS TV, which is basically the school's media source. Everyone watches it on Wednesdays. This will help us get a reach out. We're going to have a segment airing very soon. And it will help us get to reach out and hopefully bring in some customers. Once we have a substantial amount of sales, we will contact wholesalers. This will help us get our product onto the shelves of grocery stores, gas stations, help us broaden our reach and sell more. Our channels, the table is a great example of a direct channel. It's actually us sitting there and giving it to the public for a price that we determine. And our wholesalers will be they're a great example of your indirect channels that we will be able to contact once we have sales. Our pricing strategies, we interviewed 40 people during our solution interview process. 34 of them said that they would buy this product. And 25 of those 34 said they would be willing to pay $5 to $7 for it. That's 76% of the people who wanted to buy this product. So we decided to middle it out at $5.99. Our cost of goods sold. It costs 50 cents per unit, which is 2 of these, which is 2 Hoodie Bites, for silicone per unit. And it costs 25 cents for the flavoring, which is sucralose and Splenda, which amounts to 75 cents total, which is quick math. And then it goes to an 87.5 gross margin percentage, which is a great margin because we think that even if we have to adjust the price, we're still going to have a great margin. So our sales, we expect to double per month within the first few months of our company. We do expect to go down in the summer because no one's really wearing hoodies in the summer. This is very warm. And we expect to have a very strong comeback in the fall because word will already be out that we exist. We think that we will be able to sell more. And the fourth thing, we own most of the market here, if not all of it, because who wants to buy something from way over online that'll take 2 weeks to ship when you can just come to us and we'll have it within a few days.
And this brings us to our MVP. Our product is 100% silicone, and how we're actually going to make it is through a 3D mold. So we're going to have a 3D mold, and we can actually put the silicone inside the 3D mold to create this square hoodie string attachment. And there are 3 main risks with the product. This is the flavoring, which we are trying to create a flavoring that will stay on the product, that will last at least 2 weeks. And our second one is distribution. So to ship these little products, we have to do it in bulk to make it worth it, because it's very expensive to ship across the country. So what we're going to do is we're going to test it and see how many we'd have to order at once to make it cost effective. And for our price, we have already interviewed 40 people, like he said, and the majority of them have agreed that $5 to $7 is a fair price. But depending on how many people actually buy it after our 50 giveaway, after we give away 50, we may adjust this. So the price, students, they pay $6 for 2-pack, and we'll see if the customers will actually pay for it. I went over this on the last slide, my bad. For a cost breakdown, we are asking for $179, and this breaks down to $27 for a scale, which we need to measure out the actual ingredients to make the silicone. So this includes 2 main products which you can buy on Amazon. And for the 3D mold, it'll be $12 to make 4 of them, so that we can have multiple batches, create multiple batches at once. And then for the silicone, that's going to be the bulk of it. That's going to be $120, and we're going to buy 3 containers of it, which equates to 2.88 pounds per container. So we figure this should last us way through the 50 giveaways and hopefully for their next customers. And for the Splenda, it's 1.2 pounds of Splenda is $20. So 1.2 pounds of Splenda should last us plenty Hoodie Bites.
I'll wait.
For our strategy, we're going to give away 50 Hoodie Bites and see how many customers come back. Adjust depending on how many customers come back. So if, let's say, 90% of them come back, then I can see that that's a fairly good ratio. And our implementation. We're going to start doing this right away. We are going to make the 3D molds right away, and we are going to start creating these and give them away as soon as possible. Thank you very much for listening, and we'll save this hoodie string.
So, all right, I'll start. Why are you giving them away?
Because we want people to see that what these are, and that they actually work, and that they taste good, and that have an
So
experience with it.
anyways, first I should say, great job. And you guys have really, actually impressive that you're gonna make these yourselves, I assume, at home?
Yeah.
Okay, and one of my first questions is there any danger involved for you guys doing this?
No.
Okay, it's not like
Actually-
flammable or
No,
No.
Okay.
the silicone we're using is
fumes
actually,
in the garage, okay,
Yeah.
just checking, just checking.
yeah.
Okay, that's
well-
very impressive.
Yeah, the silicone is actually used to make molds for baking. So like if you want to make a homemade mold for candy, you can, it's made for.
How do you get the flavor in? And I didn't see a price for any of the flavoring either.
Oh, the flavoring is actually the Splenda,
Yeah,
right
so
here.
Oh.
we actually contacted, I'm sure you know the Shock Doctor, like, mouth guards.
Yeah.
We contacted them because they had a flavored kind, and we asked them what it was. They said they didn't want to, like, disclose much of that, but they said that sucralose, which is pretty much just melted down Splenda, is their main ingredient for it. So we were thinking of actually adding that to, like, the mixture, which made the silicone kind of infusing it.
But what flavor are you going for?
We're actually gonna go for a bunch of different flavors.
That's why part of the giveaway is to
Oh,
figure
the
out which
testing.
flavors, yeah.
That's kind
Okay.
of just the
I'm
test.
sorry.
And when you give away, when someone comes back, like you're testing the repurchase rate,
Mhm.
they'll pay for the second version,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm. Yeah,
And it's not a pack that we're giving away, they're just
And then you're
like
gonna see what
individual.
flavor they
yeah.
Yeah.
like. Okay, so maybe it's because I'm not the target market. This is a weird product for me. Like,
Yeah.
really, people want that.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
And we've
So I'm only one data point, but tell me about the 40 interviews. Like, were
actually,
they high school boys?
Yes.
Yes.
And were they your friends?
Some were friends, some people I didn't even know. Some
Yeah.
people I interviewed at least.
Are you sure that the data wasn't skewed because they were your friends and they're like, I didn't want to tell you your product?
Oh no, actually, I had a few, like, of kids that I, like, decently know, they're not, like, my great friends, they'd, like, just kind of walk up to me, like, hey, are you, like, the Hoodie Bites group? And, like, when are those coming out? Because I want some of those. And,
Okay.
yeah, so,
I can,
How many guys are in this class right now without, in regard to their hurting their feelings? Who would buy this for $5.99? No doubt, okay. You'd try it? Cool. All right, so there is a market, potentially. Okay.
remember, the reason why I find it believable, because I'm not the target market either, but I find it believable because I remember when the pacifier rings came out, people were sucking on pacifiers for a while, then that was popular, and then the fidget spinners. Those shock
Yeah,
me how
yeah.
I don't get them, it's like, okay, I kind of get the concept. I really believe that you guys, that there is a market for this.
And is it still connected to chewing is medically proven to relieve pain? Or is it just an oral fixation that
It's
people
more of a
like?
fixation,
Yeah,
but
that's
that's just why people chew on things for a reason, like a pencil or gum, because it is said to relieve pain.
My first thought was like you could go into a pediatrician's office, doctor's office, and let kids bite down on something when they're getting a shot.
Mhm.
It's got a little SpongeBob figurine on it,
Yeah.
and, it's a toy, and they could bite on it, it helps the pain, and then they could take it home. But, that's a product expansion line you could do down the road.
I like the name. I mean, without knowing what it was, if someone handed me a black box and said there's 2 Hoodie Bites in it, $5.99, I'd probably buy it. Like it's, like the impulse, just an impulsive, it's a good name.
I'm kind of confused on how the flavor is embedded into the design. So you said it was like a silicone that's kind of made for candy. So will the Splenda be like mixed with the silicone?
Well, that's what we're gonna test. We're gonna see if we can mix it with the silicone. If not, we can actually have a silicone-based water solution where we can have it in there and sit in there. And that's where the testing comes in. We're gonna see how long the flavor will last both ways, see which one's more efficient.
And product risk was one of the things you highlighted.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
So your MVP at the end, so what are you actually going to validate at the end of the MVP? Which flavors are preferred?
Yes.
Your chemical composition, your actual composition,
Yeah.
and that there's demand for it?
Repeat buyers.
Repeat buyers, that's
Yeah.
it. So if any of your tests, and I wouldn't call it a giveaway, I'd call it a beta test. It's more of like a test phase, an alpha test
Yeah.
than a giveaway. It sounds more, I don't know, just,
Yeah.
because that's what it is, actually. It's a
Yeah.
test phase. And then see if anyone actually comes back and wants to buy it, and you could offer, I don't know, but yeah. But then it hasn't validated channel, because everything is gonna be direct, right?
Right, as of right now.
So that's the disconnect for me with your total, your serviceable market, because you picked 7 cold states that have hoodies. But I don't see your marketing plan selling, you know, to those states.
Right,
So-
in the beginning, we want to stay semi-local because we want to get some revenue. And then we want to go through a manufacturer possibly, and then that's when we start outsourcing the
So we can deal with that after your MVP. I mean, you'll learn a lot,
Yeah.
figure out how to market it. With the flavors, I wonder if you can categorize the flavors into some of them are just, you know, taste preferences, enjoyable. And then maybe there's some medical or health benefit to some others. Now,
A turmeric flavored one?
yeah, or even like, not even medical, but hey, it just is like, it's not, it's good for your breath.
I almost
Or,
thought about,
you know, like, it's not,
what if we did something with fluoride?
fluoride could be really interesting.
Yeah, we're like dentist approved, like, yeah.
There's John.
Yeah. Now, if it's medical, it's really got to be all natural.
Right.
You can't get, I'm not going to get into the
Right.
drug administration, going through clinical testing on how this works, but I think at least like, I don't see anything at least mint related up there.
That was one of our ideas, that was just.
You know, there's probably a fairly good reason why 80% of the gum on the market has a mint flavor
Yeah.
versus, you know, a fruit flavor or a bubblegum flavor.
Absolutely.
I didn't see, you didn't have any marketing costs or promotion or any kind of costs for like flyers or signs or, do you need money for anything else besides that production?
That's where BHS TV came in, kind of, because we did that for free. So, I mean, that should give us enough.
I mean, everyone in the school sees it
Good.
on Wednesdays.
I'm not
Yeah.
I just wanted to.
Yeah.
And so this is an alternative to gum?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's the other thing, is lots of the people we interviewed, when we were back to the ADHD phase, where we were talking about maybe doing it to help with ADHD, lots of people went through a pack of gum every 4 days, or, you know, just crazy amounts of gum, where that's expensive. You know, you think about it, if you buy gum 2 times a week, that's $12, or maybe not $12, but, you know, it's enough where it makes a difference.
So
you
this
know?
is a cheaper alternative to gum.
Right.
How do you get beyond anybody in just kind of the social weirdness of, like, are you really addicted to chewing any hoods?
Well, I used to be back in middle school. It was really, really bad. I ruined a lot of my hoodies. The thing is, it's not going to be this big. It's going to be a lot smaller, so it's a lot less noticeable. It's not like this huge thing attached to your hoodie string. But the shape that we made it in, it makes it blend in a little bit better. So it's not like a thing that's really popping out to someone who's looking at it.
Okay.
And it is easily removable, so like if, you know, you're going to go to lunch and talk to some girls and maybe you don't want a big hoodie string, they might be embarrassed
Or
of.
this chew thing.
Yeah, exactly, you could easily take it off and replace it back later.
Seriously. Well, I thought the way you are designing your MVP is really good. Like, you have some really concrete things to deal with about recurring buying rate, flavor testing, manufacturing. It seems like it's easy to make. My big skepticism is there really a market for this? So, in addition to, like, if I'm thinking about funding later, okay?
Last comment here.
I'd like you to have more evidence than 40 that people buy, you know, really buy this. So figure out a way to sell it during your MVP and find out, you know, how many people are, you know, how big this market is.
Right.
To me, it's just, you haven't convinced me and you probably, or yourselves yet, that basically teenage boys will be chewing on their sleeve and pay for it.
Absolutely.
That's the, and it's all pleasure based. I mean, maybe it's pain. I don't think anybody thinks about pain relief when they're
That's why, that's where the pleasure really comes from.
It's a
Yeah.
Pulitzer for it.
Yeah.
Like-
All right, what are we doing with the money, John?
Okay,
Lady?
179, should we round up to 180?
Where's
That
that
was
dollar?
last team.
You know where that dollar
Last
goes?
Yeah, keep,
That's
let's
one
keep
more
the
hoodie.
$2.
That's one more hoodie.
Yeah, we already rounded up somebody else, we'll just keep it. 179.
179. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.